So, hello and welcome to week number 16, our start of the week. I'm beginning this week with a mindfulness-based stress reduction practice. These are the practices that we do to help us better manage and cope with stress, more importantly, to develop internal mastery. Our theme this week, I am calling Finding Space. Finding space amidst the challenges of the week, amidst the chaos of the week. And this chaos may not necessarily be external chaos, it might be more likely to be internal chaos, the rising and the falling of the nerves of our nervous system, of our thinking, and all those negative thoughts that arise as a consequence of the wandering mind. Finding space, even amidst all of that, um, to be mindful, to feel peace, to be at peace, and to operate from this space of potential so that we can actually be our best selves. We can um, demonstrate from acting from that space, that internal space of awareness, we can um, we can offer, we can give, we can demonstrate transformative outcomes in our moment to moment acting, our moment to moment decision making, and generally speaking, our moment to moment doing. So let's begin with a quote. This is a quote from Rollo May. Rollo May. And Rollo May says, real freedom is the ability to pause between stimulus and response. Real freedom is our ability to pause between stimulus and response. How often do we find ourselves being reactive, moving from one thing to another? How often do you find yourselves not having the time to stop for a minute or for a second, just to stop? And that stopping may not necessarily be a physical stopping, but it may be a internal stopping, a pause, just to step back, to take a breath, to step back into awareness so that we are better able then to act, better able to make or take a decision on a moment to moment basis. It's very easy to just keep on moving from one thing to another, particularly when in a workplace or even outside a workplace, one task leads to another task. You have your to-do list, and the intent is to tick off all those to-do actions and not giving yourself a pause in between those actions and noticing the impact that has on how you feel. You feel it in here, or wherever it is you feel it, a sense of restlessness, a sense of a sense of there's something missing, a sense of constant reaction and reacting. Taking a pause helps you to reset, helps you to operate in whatever that means, whatever it is that you're doing, you operate more from a sense of internal security, internal peace. And what you then find is that what you then do, what you then, what action you take, you find that that action is a different kind of action. It's one that gives you tremendous satisfaction. You act from a place of confidence. You act from a place of surety. You act with curiosity. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to do a meditation, a 10-minute meditation. And this meditation is a meditation I've done before. It's a meditation where we step into space. Yes, this space, Rollo's quote, real freedom is the ability to pause between stimulus and response. It's almost as if that quote is a continuation from Viktor Frankl's quote. Viktor Frankl, as you may know, is a psychologist. And Viktor Frankl says, in between stimulus and response, there is a space. Yeah, in between um, something that happens on our response or our reaction to that, there is a space. And Rollo really picks that up, saying that real freedom is our ability to pause, to drop into that space. And so this meditation today, to kick off our week, is for us to learn to drop into that space. And we're going to do this using visualization. Visualization. So taking a deep breath, allowing yourself to relax wherever you are. Whether you are sitting or standing, or perhaps even lying on the bed, or even walking with your earphones plugged in, just taking a breath, feeling into the body. This body that you take with you everywhere you go. Just settling into the intelligence that is the body. Feeling your feet on the floor if you're sitting or lying down. And feeling any movement of the body if you're in movement as you listen to this meditation and partake in it. And noticing any sensations that you feel with each breath. Each breath in and out. And now, whether you're sitting or standing or lying down, particularly if you're in a room, just visualize now using your imagination, this gift of imagination that we're going to use today in this meditation. In your mind's eye, just imagine that the room that you're sitting in, just imagine now that the roof opens up. The roof opens up and exposes the sky. And all the elements, the blue sky and the gentle breeze. The roof has opened and all you can see now is the space of that continuing sky above you. And perhaps you could even imagine yourself feeling the gentle breeze from the sky blowing against your head. And now also imagine that the four corners of the room where you're at, just imagine now that those four corners of your room almost collapse. The four corners just collapse onto the floor, and again you are exposed to the space around you of the whole earth. See what you see now as the four walls collapse around you. You can see the trees and the green grass, endless stretch. of grass, greenery, shrubbery. And now imagine that the ground upon which you are sitting, whether you're lying on a bed, standing, sitting on a chair like I am, just imagine now that the floor opens up and now disappears. You are now simply sitting in space. The endless depths of the earth, floating as you are. You can just see just the endless continuation of the space underneath you. Continue to sit here now, just taking in the sheer space above, around, and below you, sitting in space. And taking this even further now, as you sit on the chair that you're sitting on, or on the bed that you're lying on in space, now imagine that the chair that you're sitting on, the bed that you're lying on, it too disappears. You are now floating in space, sitting in space, surrounded by the beauty of absolute nothingness. Just you here, sitting in space. Feel what it feels like to sit in space unhindered. Notice how the body relaxes in this sense of space, or not. Feel any sensations that you feel as you sit here, or lie down here, or stand here, floating in the comfort, protection of emptiness. And now for the next few seconds, perhaps next minute or so, all we're going to do together is really just stay here in the presence of spaciousness. And if your mind wanders, that is perfectly okay. That's what the mind does. Don't be harsh on yourself now if you notice your mind wandering. Rather, notice where it went to. Where did it go? And with compassion and gentility, gently bring it back to the space of your breathing. Notice how, as you breathe in the air that you breathe, You are breathing in space into your body, which itself has more space within it than we realize. We are space. Space is our nature. And as we come towards the end of this practice of spaciousness, dwelling in space, being in space, allow yourself to commit this week then, whilst you sit here, to take this experience of sitting in space with you this week, as you walk, as you talk, as you connect, as you work, as you respond to people, as you talk with your fellow colleagues, as you deal with troubles and challenges this week, because they will come, as you deal with stresses, as you deal with any pains, bring all of that, welcome all of that into this space. And taking a simple breath to remind you that you are space, that space dwells within you, and importantly, everything dissipates within that space. Everything is contained, everything is managed within space that you are. And just before you open up your eyes, imagine now the ground on which your bed is or your chair is returns. The sides of your room, the four sides of your room return. And your roof now closing up and returning. And you are continue to sit here in space, breathing in that space and taking this sense, this feeling with you as you go about your week. And when you're ready, you can open up your eyes. And thank you for participating in this practice. The tip to take away this week is remember to breathe. Take a breath in. Whenever you feel anxiousness, worrisomeness, anxiety, stress arising, it will come. Yeah, life is stressful. Anyone that says to you that there's no stress with life and that you can avoid stress is not telling you the truth. Life comes with stress. Yeah. It's a matter of how we cope with it. Yes, these practices are all about giving us the tools for coping. And so this week, to cope, we take a breath in. We take an intentional breath in. This is not an ordinary breath, it's an intentional breath in. And we breathe space into our bodies. And we create space between us and that which is causing us stress. Yeah, so that we are better able to manage that. That's the practice this week. I'm going to end this meditation now with a quote, reading the quote again by Rollo. Real freedom is the ability to pause between stimulus and response. Real freedom. Have a good week ahead and see you next week.